man who last show was a champion and now is no longer a champion. Am I right?
Absolutely. We'll get into more of that. Back to Carolina Jim for our next matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, your following contest is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. It's a special three-way match for the World Professional Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship. Your referee, senior official, Marco Polo.
A fan favorite here in World Professional Wrestling.
More than you.
What?
Introducing challenger number 1.
Dial up.
Hey, well, you know.
Weighing in at 185 pounds and hailing from Asbury Park, New Jersey, Nick Talon.
This guy's from the hometown of Bam Bam Bigelow.
Absolutely.
Asbury Park, New Jersey. Did he drop his thumb or something?
I'm disappointed he's not bald and have a tattoo on his head. I think if you're a wrestler and you're from Asbury Park,
Well, we should be happy that he's alive. Right?
moving on.
All right.
Nick Talon's in the ring. Let's see who the opponents are. Back to Carolina Jim.
SDFU.
Challenger number 2. Weighing in at 205 pounds and hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Ricky Martinez.
Ricky Martinez. This is actually the first time I think I'm seeing Ricky Martinez compete in a match.
Now, last month, actually about 2 months ago at this point, Summer Extravaganza, which took place June 4th, Ricky Martinez defeated Nick Talon, who is in the ring currently, and then went on to face Ox Hog, which he almost defeated right after that. So a marathon of matches for Ricky Martinez, and he showed great heart and determination. Now he's up for the light heavyweight title as he gives the classes to the fans.
That child delivered one heck of a high five to Ricky Martinez.
Absolutely, he stiffed him on that one. So this will be a rematch for these two. Nick Talon looking to capitalize here. No. Marco Polo all over that one. Can't get anything by Marco Polo.
Well, Strauss, what I had noticed a few moments ago is that you were visiting WorldProfessionalWrestling.com via your phone.
That is correct.
Way to be a professional, sir.
Absolutely. I come prepared.
I was being a professional as well by plugging the website.
Absolutely.
This is the heart killer, Chris Wylde. Someone I'm a bit familiar with if you watch the video right there.
Yes. On the Titantron.
You can kind of see me in there a few times.
You weren't just getting clotheslined, were you?
No, that was
Chris Wylde currently holding the light heavyweight champion. Coming out here. Up close and personal. No longer under the tutelage of Shannon Hunter. So we're going to have to get into that a little bit later. Maybe he'll come out and talk about it.
Something you might notice that's also a little bit different from Chris Wylde. Besides being Sans Shannon, he's walking around, clapping the fans' hands, he's smacking the fans' hands, he's kissing them, he takes his ponytail out, he's got on some new trunks.
I was going to say, they always look like new trunks. And he has a more optimistic demeanor, no longer just, you know, before he was very depressed, very angry all the time. Now he seems like he's willing to appreciate where he's at in this business and trying to move on ahead as the light heavyweight champion, defending that title all over the world. Ricky Martinez gets a look at the title. Now Nick Talon checking his own reflection in that very title there. It seems like Nick Talon has a almost like an arrogance about him.
Almost, I guess you could say.
Is there one thing? Where do you draw the line over overconfidence and just straight confidence in your abilities?
Well, there's confidence and then there's conceit. Now some people toe that line, and some people,
Nick Talon has left the ring.
Pretty often.
And he's at the bubblegum machine over there. And Ricky Martinez and Chris Wylde about to get this matchup started. Is he getting a tattoo, or is he getting like one of those bubbles with the prize inside?
I think we should be focusing on what's going on in the ring.
Collar and elbow tie up, side headlock by Ricky Martinez.
No.
Nick Talon on the outside there.
Headlock takeover.
Absolutely, perfect positioning in the middle of that ring.
Head scissor by Chris Wylde.
While using the power of his legs to force, and Ricky Martinez is no small gentleman. So by using his legs to power him over, shows you the conditioning and he's tattooing the turnbuckle over there. And now Ricky Martinez once again takes over Chris Wylde, the current champion.
Oh, what you'll definitely notice is that we're seeing quite an even matchup from Chris Wylde, the champion, Ricky Martinez, the
arm drag right there by Chris Wylde.
Very deep arm drag.
Place in the center of that ring, and all the while the X factor on the outside is Nick Talon, who has yet to actually enter this matchup in a significant way.
As a challenger in a championship match, I would definitely have to give kudos to Nick Talon for being a smart individual.
Now the referee, Marco Polo's in there watching for Ricky Martinez's shoulders. They're on the mat once. Powers him back down with it, now into the armbar.
And if they stay down for more than 3 seconds, you know what happens then?
It only takes 3 seconds to win the matchup.
That's what happens.
Or to lose the matchup in this case. Ricky Martinez, and right here, you may not appreciate how much effort it takes to get up out of that. It takes all your abdominal muscles because your opponent has your arms. You can't use that to get yourself up. And speaking of using their arms, Nick Talon on the outside doing push-ups. He apparently is not warmed up for this matchup.
He's already at like 20, dude.
Ricky Martinez counters here. With the arm wringer controlling the wrist of Chris Wylde.
But maybe it is a smart move to be taking a breather on the outside, but when you factor in all those calisthenics and you're not paying attention to what's actually going on in the match.
Into a hammerlock. Well, this is where the difference between confidence and overconfidence, right? So now he's proving himself to be conceited, as you had mentioned before. Now Ricky Martinez, another side headlock takeover.
Chris Wylde has got to watch those shoulders, make sure that his shoulders don't stay down on the mat.
And it's hard to breathe under there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely correct. And Marco Polo in excellent referee position. Make sure if there's any sign of a submission
or any funny business for that matter.
Ricky
powering him off here. Misses the clothesline.
The funny business.
Chris Wylde has complete control.
Satellite sends him all the way to the outside of the ring, right out in front of Nick Talon.
Nick Talon with a cheap shot there. I'll call it a cheap shot. And a straight fist to the face. Nothing open about that. And he comes in, and now he's trying to take advantage.
Meant for Northern Light suplex. Kind of like
modified, absolutely.
Look, man, I'm pretty good on my play-by-play. I don't know if you know that. I have a little bit of experience from being in the ring.
Nick Talon has inserted himself here. And now he's just using all those shortcuts that we talked about before. Right here, and crossface there, right here on
that's Chris
Wylde.
The hard killer, Chris Wylde. Our junior heavyweight champion. And now look who's on the outside.
Now he's gonna take him to that tattooed turnbuckle. Face right into that.
That's what he said it was.
Right into that.
That's what he said it was.
You have amazing vision. Running clothesline, misses from the apron side.
Oh!
And he's kicked right in the face. Ricky Martinez behind on the outside. Here he comes off the ropes. Catches him, turns him inside out. Hooks the leg, all the body weight on the chest, no. Marco Polo says 2, got the shoulder up. This is, notice that Chris Wylde has not left the ring. Both Ricky Martinez and Nick Talon have taken their opportunities to take a breather on the outside.
Well, in championship matches, what you'll always notice is that you'll hear the comparison made that Chris Wylde doesn't have to beat Ricky Martinez or Nick Talon. Ricky Martinez or Nick Talon have to beat
Beautiful
Chris
reversal
Wylde.
in there, yes, absolutely. So
He's the champion.
So he has to stay in the mix in order not to lose the belt.
I'm not quite sure if the rules in this match apply to whether the champion actually has to be pinned or not.
Vicious chop in the corner.
Sends him right into Hannah Montana.
Into Hannah Montana. I love it. Ricky coming back here with offense of his own. It seems that these two really, not one can get an advantage of the other. Evenly matched.
They're very, very evenly matched. It's a stalemate when each one of these two competitors squares off with each other.
Nails him with the back elbow, looking to capitalize here. Suplex in the middle of the ring. We've seen this before from Ricky Martinez. Going for the scoop. Right there. And the fans are eating it up. Ricky's best chances now. Doesn't hook the leg in time. Nick Talon was there anyway. And now Nick Talon pushing the current champion, Chris Wylde, on the outside, focusing on Ricky Martinez.
Now, Will, if Nick Talon picks up a victory over Ricky Martinez, does that mean he's then eliminated, or does that mean that Nick Talon is now our junior?
I believe it's first to a pinfall or submission. That is my understanding of this matchup. So that's why Chris Wylde was trying to stay involved earlier. Now incapacitated on the outside. And Nick Talon he does not care about the rules out here. He's going to win at any cost. Modified jawbreaker right there using the apron. Lateral press did not hook the leg. You notice on the tights of Nick Talon, he's got some Tetris font going on with his name.
Tetris font, huh?
Absolutely.
They just make these pieces fit here.
He's trying to make his pieces fit to win this matchup. Capture that title. Light heavyweight championship on the line. In the second matchup this evening, there's still many more matchups to go and championships on the line. He sits out on that. Ricky Martinez got a shoulder up. Double knees to the chest. Look on
Chris
top
Wylde.
turnbuckle. Now he waited there. I'm surprised he didn't break up that pinfall. We have a welt on the back of Nick Talon there. High cross body there.
Oh, we should have stayed on for the pin.
A European uppercut.
Stereo.
What an amazing snapmare there. And now Chris Wylde has taken control. Both opponents are down. Ricky Martinez is up. Scaling up to the second rope.
It's always a high risk when you start climbing your way to the top rope.
Especially when there's an opponent trying to stop you, already seated on those ropes. Keep your eye on Nick. Here he goes. Powerbomb suplex.
Everybody out of the pool!
All three men are down. The championship is on the line. Which one of these men will be able to answer the call?
No, if 10 seconds go by and neither one of these men have gotten their way to their feet, Chris Wylde is still the light heavyweight champion.
That's my understanding, absolutely. So Chris Wylde needs to get up because either Ricky Martinez or Nick Talon's not going to stay down. Nick Talon trying to use those ropes to get up. Ricky Martinez trading right hands right there. Chris Wylde, there's a chop to the chest from the knees. Oh, vicious chop. Tries to enziguri. No, he well scouted. Looks like he's going for it's got him hooked.
What? Watch Nick Talon there.
Nick Talon is roaming around. He's still stunned. He did not give up. Vicious attack right there. Double chop. Not enough to take him off. Northern Light suplex by maintaining the submission, and that's it. Unbelievable. Chris Wylde right here proves why he is the light heavyweight champion of WPW.
Heavyweight champion.
Now, if I was Nick Talon, I would reassess it every single situation.
You really have to give props to Chris Wylde because not only did he neutralize Ricky Martinez with that submission move, At the same time, he got his other opponent into a pinning position, predicament, and actually won the match and held on to the title. I give all credit to Chris Wylde for the situation.
I think Nick Talon loses a little bit of credit because he wasn't able to kick out of a Northern Lights suplex. But
after the damage that he took in his matchup, and he tried to shortcut his way through the whole thing, maybe he learned a valuable lesson here that you can never cheat to win.
He should have been focused less on Hannah Montana and more focused on trying to get the victory in this matchup.